Hi guys, it's Tessa, and I've gone through a 75-pound weight loss journey over the past 2 years after having 2 children, and this is my first YouTube video, hooray! And I'm going to be talking about a couple things that I did as, you know, a busy mom. I have 2 boys, ages 4 and 2, and I'm going to be talking about the things that I did starting out, a couple things that helped me. So let's get started, because once I get to yapping, I get to yapping. So I'm just going to cut the intro there and get to the main business. If you see me looking down and wonder what this pink thing is, it's my journal, because I have ADHD and I cannot remember jack shit. So I have all the things written in here. So the first thing is I stopped using the kids as an excuse and started using them as motivation. And in the beginning, I found myself a lot using them as an excuse, like using them like, I'm tired. Well, I have to do this with them. I have to do that with them. I don't have time to be going to the gym. I don't have time to go on a walk. Like I just kept constantly using the kids as an excuse instead of using them as my reason why. And that's something big that I had to change, to kind of shift my mindset over to, from like the victim mindset over to like pushing myself in that discipline mindset. And with that being said, I'm not saying, of course, you can't rest or you can't be tired or you can't have bad days. You know, there's been periods of time where I didn't, you know, be active for weeks because I was so exhausted, especially that first, like, not freshly postpartum, but fresh into being a mom of 2 kids. You know, I was exhausted and I was primarily pumping every 2 hours. So I know. But, you know, after things settled down and I actually started getting into my journey, I started to think of ways that I could involve them into being more active and stuff. And that points to number 2, which is, I actually forgot, to start small. Don't try to rush anything, and don't try to do all these big changes all at once and be going to the gym every single day all the time, because especially with 2 kids, even if they have daycare, you know, it can be a lot to haul 2 kids or even just 1 kid out of the house to get to the gym. So that's why in the beginning I started kind of incorporating them into things. So I started going on walks, like longer walks than I usually would, and I would do kind of like dance party, like, you know, like just dancing and music with them. And I also, looking again, I would also play like workout videos on YouTube, like Zumba fitness videos, or just, I had 2 C-sections, so I would always look up like diastasis recti, like recovery type of workouts. And, you know, of course the kids were crawling all over me. I mean, not so much my, you know, newborn at the time, but my oldest, he would always crawl all over me, and but I was still able to do it, and he would like do it with me. I would encourage him, like, oh, let's, you know, make it a fun, like, mom, like, family type of thing, you know what I mean? So that's something that helped me at least kind of like start being like a little more active, is kind of just involving them with it and just doing things outside of like directly going to the gym, you know? The last thing is, I forgot. Oh, so I get a lot of questions on TikTok, and it's mainly like, how do I like plan dinners and stuff around what I eat? Like, because I always get told that they don't want to eat something completely different from their family, which is understandable, and that's something I never did. I never had to cook something separately for myself from the family. I would just make healthy swaps in family dinners to where it wouldn't be like so noticeable that the kids, you know, wouldn't eat it. So that being said, for like spaghetti night, I would use protein noodles, not the chickpea noodles, those are terrible, but like, I forgot what brand it is. I think the Berea brand of protein noodles instead of regular noodles. And then I would use lean beef instead of like the regular 75, I forgot how it is, but I would just make little swaps like that to where, you know, it wasn't, I didn't have to like make a completely separate meal for myself. And also, like, another example, I can make a whole nother video on it too, of like different meals that I would make to where my kids would still eat it. Like just a lot of protein type meals, like chicken and rice. My kids will eat that, you know, it's good for me. Just kind of cook with spray like avocado oil instead of like drizzling oil, like little things like that I incorporated in dinners that I could still eat without having to, you know, swap the whole meal for myself. But yeah, bear with me. This is my first YouTube video, so I'm very awkward and shy, and I feel very weird doing this right now. But I really just wanted to make this channel and make these types of videos to help other moms and give them, you know, hope that it is possible, because it's hard out there and there's a lot of toxic like culture around, you know, moms and fitness and weight loss and all that type of stuff. And I just wanted to be real on here and help other, you know, moms and let them know that it is possible, and kind of like how to get yourself out of that hole and actually get yourself to push through and get to where you want to be. That's the end of the video. A like and subscribe, and I'll put my socials. I don't really use Instagram that much, but to post like all my story, but I do use TikTok kind of, but I use TikTok more than Instagram, so I'll put that in the description. But yeah, that's it. Bye.